Oh, hi y'all. I just wanna show you what I made yesterday. This little bag, very simple, just a square bag, and I used the pattern from somebody's instructions on how to make one of those little miniature purses. I held two strands of 4-ply yarn together and made this. I like it real well. And I didn't turn it right side out. Here's the right side. Now, usually I turn it right side out because it looks nice. But I got to looking at this and I thought, this is a nice texture. And especially for this little bag, because with these colors, this bag is like a deep turquoise and dark brown. And these colors remind me of a kind of a west or western colors, heading towards the southwest colors, designs, whatnot. But I think it looks pretty cool. See the textures? Well, that light behind there is not too good. But anyway, and I put a little key ring on there. I just love making bags, and there's a million more I want to make. And I keep seeing more and more and more on YouTube patterns I want to make. And then I get to where, I can't decide which one to make first. So, but I'm going to make some more if the Lord's willing. And I wanted to mention something to y'all about... because, as I go through these channels, there's a lot of channels that are real good, and they give real good instructions. They talk to you and take you through every stitch. It's real good. And then there's some that don't talk at all, and there's no instructions. You can't always tell what they're doing by watching what they're doing, so I just don't even bother with those channels. And then there are channels where they might have instructions on the screen, and sometimes those instructions are good. You know what to do. And then I've noticed some of them don't make any sense because the people that put them on there, and I know they can't help it, but they don't know how to print the instructions out in a way that makes sense, every little step. And my advice for that is to learn how to write crochet instructions. The best way to learn is to get some old magazines, or, you might check at the library for some older crochet books that have the written instructions. Now, some of y'all might think, oh, I can't read instructions, I have to be shown. Yes, you can. And if I'm smart enough to crochet from written instructions, you are too. It's not that hard. And see, if you get books from the 1970s and 1980s, those sources, 70s and 80s, the way they wrote out crochet instructions was exactly clear. Every little stitch, they tell you exactly what to do, how to do it, and it's very clear. There's no confusion. And that's my best advice that I know to give for that. Because I have a hard time with the way some of these instructions are written out nowadays. They don't make any sense. And I know the younger folks, they've never seen them written the way they used to be written. And I guess the older people that used to write those instructions used to come up with patterns and write them out. Well, maybe they died or something and they're not around to write them anymore. So that leaves the younger folks to try to do, and they don't know. They do the best they can. But my advice is go back to the 1970s and 1980s and check out how they wrote out crochet instructions. and you will see a big difference. A big, nice, very pleasant difference. Now, I'm cleaning floors today. I cleaned the kitchen floor. It still needs to be gone over again. I cleaned the living room floor, and here it's a wooden floor. I cleaned the walkway through the junk room there. I still got to do my bedroom. And I need to do my bathroom. I need to do my husband's room. I'm not going to be able to get it all done in one day because I'll be wore out and stiffened up. But we noticed yesterday that our dog has worms. So I grabbed up chair covers, couch covers, got them washed in hot water, put them in a hot dryer with lots of soap. I washed them with lots of soap and scalding hot water. Just trying to clean up everything. We done got him dosed up with medicine. You don't have to go to the veterinary every time your dogs get worms. You can go to a feed store where they sell worm medicine. They sell worm medicines for different kind of animals, but for dogs too. And you can it won't hurt them. You don't have to worry about giving them too much unless you just really give them too much at one time now. And it says on there how much to give them according to their body weight. And you can guesstimate that. And it's got a flavor to it that they love. They love it. So what I do is I pour a little bit in a real small dish, and I pour some milk in with it. And of course, dogs love milk, and they love the taste of that stuff. They lap it right up. And I can give that to him, a little bit of it to him every day. It ain't going to hurt him. That's what I can do, because I know he's picking that stuff up from outside. And he'll keep getting worms because we have to let him outside to use the bathroom. So I gave him the first 2 doses I've given him. I gave him a regular size dose. And then from now on, every day I can just give him a little bit. Just a little bit. And a little bit of milk. And that'll keep them worms from coming back. That way you don't have to go to the vet and get your dog poked in the rear end and pay a big vet bill and all of that. And then they want you to take them back so they can check them again, make sure the worms are gone. You don't have to go through all that. You can get the medicine at a feed store. Thank God. Thank God for little things like that are helpful. And I'll tell you something else too that's helpful. Many years ago, when I lived back at my dad's house, we had a bunch of cats. And of course, they got worms. Well, I have never seen any cat dewormer at feed stores. I wish there was, but there's a health store, what I call the health nut store in Austin, where you can get everything organic, natural, and all that. And they had some bottle of liquid worm medicine for cats, and it won't hurt them. It's something made out of something natural. It will not hurt them. You can take a water dish and just pour a big dose of it in there. You stir it up a little, let all the cats drink out of that, and it'll get rid of their worms. That's what I did. And about once a week, give them another little bit of that stuff and keep them worm-free. I'll tell you one more thing you can do for cats, too, when they get ear mites. Cats are really prone to getting ear mites for some reason. Get you some mineral oil. Comes in a bottle, that clear oil, mineral oil, and put it in some kind of a squirt bottle. And get your cat, and put that up there, and just put a big old squirt of it in their ear. Get it on in there. It ain't gonna hurt them. And just do both ears, just squirt it on up in there. And what that'll do is that oil will stay in their ears, because oil is, it sticks to things for a while. And it smothers those mites to death. And when their eggs start to hatch the eggs, them baby might smother to death. So, after a few days, that cat ain't got no more ear mites. Then you take you some swabs, little rags, little Q-tip swabs, whatever, and clean your ears on out. And then after that, just every now and then take you some mineral oil on a rag, something to clean their ears out with that. It help keep the ear mites out of them. It's good and handy to know those things. I'll tell you one more thing too, which thank God, somebody told me we had this puppy dog, he got sick with the parvo. And he couldn't eat, he couldn't drink water because his stomach was so upset. That's why they die from parvo, where their stomach gets so upset. They can't keep food down, they can't keep water down. And without water, they'll die. Anybody will die pretty quick without water. You could dehydrate to death. So what you do, you just feed them some yogurt. You get your dog your spoon of yogurt, put it in his mouth, make him swallow 2, 3, 4 spoons of that yogurt. And that immediately soothes their stomach. We did that with our puppy dog. And immediately he drank some water and kept it down. From then on, he was able to keep it down. So every little while, we'd give him another spoon of that yogurt. And the next day, he was on death's door. He had gotten all skinny up where his skin on his bones. All of his ribs, his bones sticking out. And he was just laying out there in the weeds, just waiting to die. Well, that just broke my heart, and I called up somebody I knew. She told me about that yogurt. And so we gave it to him, and the next day, after we dosed him up with that, gave him that yogurt, he was running around, happy, wagging his tail, just fine, able to eat. He did just fine with something as simple as yogurt. So as soon as you suspect your dog has parvo, even if you're not sure if it's parvo or distemper, give them yogurt. Because if it's parvo, that'll save their life and save you a vet bill. It's great to know these things. Yeah. And don't ever give your dog chocolate, because chocolate is very bad for dogs. Some dogs will die right away after eating chocolates. Some dogs, you can give them chocolate for years, and then one day they might get sick from it. It's not bad. It's not good for them. And don't give your dog pork. You might feed your dog stuff with pork in it. Bologna, weenies, a lot of stuff has pork in it. Well, our dog hemorrhaged to death, died. It's in one of my other videos. He hemorrhaged to death. The vet said they can develop an allergy to pork all of a sudden, and they'll die. And that does something to their guts. And he hemorrhaged to death. It was horrible to see that. It was horrible to see him die like that. But anyway, I enjoy talking to y'all. And I just wanted to share a few things with you. So I'm going to see if I can get anything done here. I've got so much to do, I'm overwhelmed. Oh, and Mandy. I've got to clean off my craft table before I can set out all of that crochet, and then I can make a video of it where you can see it and pick out what you want. It might be 2 or 3 days before I get to it, but I haven't forgot. I'm not going to forget. It's a mess in there. Big mess. So anyway, I'll see y'all later. Bye.